Your phone rings. Your stomach drops. It's not a number you recognize, but even if it's your mom, there's that split second of dread like you've been summoned to perform without a script. You'd rather answer 17 emails than pick up one call. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. What if I told you this isn't about being antisocial, but about how your nervous system processes unpredictable social demand? Stay with me, because in a minute, I'll show you the one question that reveals whether your phone anxiety is a reasonable boundary or something that's quietly shrinking your world. You're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. There's real psychology behind why some people treat phone calls like pop quizzes they didn't study for. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 3 main reasons your brain rebels against ringing, plus one tiny practice that can help you reclaim some control. So let's talk about why certain people would rather walk through fire than answer a phone call. And look, we're not pathologizing a preference here. We're decoding a pattern that affects millions, because some people live on the phone. Others feel like every call is an ambush on their nervous system. Why the split? It comes down to something psychologists call cognitive load, the mental effort required to process information in real time, combined with what I call performance pressure. A phone call isn't just a conversation. It's improvisation. It's reading tone without seeing faces. It's managing silence, interruptions, and the terrifying possibility of not knowing what to say next. For some brains, that's energizing. For others, it's like being asked to do mental gymnastics while someone watches and grades you. Your nervous system goes, hard pass. Let me break down the 3 biggest reasons phone calls feel like emotional warfare and why it makes total sense. Number 1, the lack of asynchronous control. With texting or email, you have time. You can edit, rethink, delete the passive-aggressive emoji. You're the director of your own performance, but a phone call, that's live theater with no script. Research suggests that people with social anxiety or perfectionist tendencies often struggle with the unpredictability of real-time conversation. They can't control the pacing, can't predict what's coming, and can't hide when their brain blanks. It's not that they don't want to connect. It's that the format feels like a trap. Think of it like this. Texting is a carefully curated Instagram post. Calling is going live with no filter. Terrifying for some, thrilling for others. Number 2, sensory and social overload. Now here's where it gets interesting. Phone calls actually demand more focus than in-person conversations because you're missing half the data. No facial expressions, no body language. Just a disembodied voice you have to track while also processing words, tone, subtext, generating responses on the fly. For highly sensitive people, introverts, or anyone neurodivergent, this is exhausting. Add background noise, bad connection, or the awkward, "Can you hear me now?" loop, and your brain is burning through energy like it's running a marathon. By the time you hang up, you're drained, not because the conversation was bad, but because the format demanded twice the effort. Wild, right? Number 3, the fear of being trapped. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Some people hate phone calls because they feel like emotional hostage situations. You can't leave without seeming rude. You can't multitask without feeling guilty. And if the other person is a rambler, a complainer, or just socially unaware, you're stuck. For people who grew up in households where boundaries weren't respected, where phone calls from certain relatives meant an hour of interrogation or guilt tripping, the medium itself becomes a trigger. It's not about the person calling, it's about the loss of autonomy. The phone rings, and their nervous system remembers, "This is where I lose control of my time and energy." Now, here's the nuance check, because not all phone aversion is created equal. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. Does avoiding calls make your life easier, or does it create more stress long-term? If you're dodging important conversations and it's costing you opportunities or relationships, that's avoidance, not preference. 2. See, can you make a call when it truly matters, or does even the thought freeze you? Healthy boundaries mean you choose when to engage. Anxiety means the choice feels impossible. 3. Do you feel relieved after avoiding a call, or do you feel guilty and stuck? Relief deboundary. Guilt spiral. Fear running the show. Here's one practice you can try today. The 5-minute call challenge. Pick one low-stakes call, ordering takeout, confirming an appointment, calling a friend who gets you. Set a timer for 5 minutes max. Give yourself permission to say, "Hey, I only have 5 minutes, but I wanted to check in." This does two things. It removes the trapped feeling because there's a built-in exit, anxiety. It retrains your brain that calls don't have to be endurance tests. You control the boundary. Start small. Build evidence that you can survive and even enjoy a call on your terms. So here's what we covered. Phone anxiety often comes from cognitive load, sensory overload, and a fear of losing control. Use the 3-question test to figure out if this is a healthy preference or something fear-based. And try the 5-minute call challenge to prove to yourself that you can set boundaries within the medium, not just avoid it entirely. If this phone dread is interfering with your work, relationships, or daily functioning, consider talking to a licensed therapist. They can help you untangle the deeper patterns. Now I'm curious, are you a never call me person or a just call, texting takes forever person? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to know where you land. And if you want to understand why some people can't stop talking in conversations, that's coming next week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it.